we're back. First video of the new year, folks. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. I mean, that usually gets a laugh. Come on, guys. There we go. Let's go. Okay. So, like I was saying, now we're back. Like I was saying, first couple sections out of this first 9 weeks is just kind of like cleaning the dust off of your brain a little bit, get the math juices flowing a little bit. So, it's literally just adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing positive and negative integers. An integer is just a positive or negative whole number. No calculators for these first couple sections. This first quiz is the only quiz that we will do with no calculators. And it literally is just 15 questions of add, subtract, multiply, and divide. The quiz will look exactly like this. So treat this as like a little pre-assessment here. Everybody do these 10 problems and we'll talk about them in a minute. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, no calculators. Don't touch your calculator right now. Don't worry. On whenever I do a warm-up like this, I never grade it. Okay, I never grade it. Okay, this is just practice. Okay, we're not, taking these things for points or anything like that. This is just practice. Usually, what we do is the warm-up is just material that we studied the previous day, just to kind of refresh your memories. But since we don't have a yesterday, well, we'll just start fresh here. Okay. Do the best you can. No judgment. Okay? I'm going to have to see how well it picks up my voice even with the mask on. Usually it's fine because it's just recording my voice from the microphone on the laptop. So we'll see how well it does. Guys, if you ever leave anything in my classroom, I'm just going to put anything I find down in this bottom box here. Like somebody already left their Algebra 2 book. So I just set it there, and they're hopefully going to pick it up tomorrow. So if you leave like a hoodie or something, or you leave your lunchbox, or you leave your water bottle, it'll be down there. This is all your stuff. Like if you need a tissue, or you need to use a hole puncher, or you need to use a stapler, or you need to use the tape or the sharpener, this is your stuff. That's my stuff. I know I'm weird about germs and things like that, especially nowadays. So please don't touch my stuff. This is your stuff. That's mine. Okay. Oh, I also forgot to say this about your books. If you have not done so already, make sure you write your name in the inside front cover. Okay? So make sure you do that somewhere in there. That done. That'll pop off. It's always funny to see who had these books before you did. Mr. Pilato, hey, Mr. Pilato, I am recording this lesson right now. Just watch what you say, okay?
I appreciate it. Are we allowed to say students' names or anything?
Yes.
Okay, I just called. It's your dad. Oh, man, I'm dying.
You got toothache?
I don't know what's going on. I can't eat.
Are you serious?
I'm in bad shape right now.
That's a bummer. That's the word, toothache?
He said he'd get me right away though. Thank God. It did. So it's not set up or anything, so you can literally go from scratch. So, yeah, so just let me know if it works, all right?
I appreciate it.
Yep, no worries. So,
Will it, can it get the canvas app? I'll make it.
let me know.
Got it.
All right.
Because that's all I need.
Yep. Yeah, just let me know.
Okay, sounds good. All right, folks, let's get going. Okay. I'll just go for volunteers here. Hopefully, I don't need to pull any popsicle sticks today. So let's go for it. Volunteer for number 1, 5. Oh, and also, I guess I should have said this before you started. What does it mean when there's a parenthesis next to a number? What operation? Multiplication, right? I think that's kind of assumed. Make sure you know that. So this is 5 times -7, not 5 minus 7, right? 8, 9, and 10 are the subtraction ones. 6, 7, 5, 6, and 7 are the addition ones. So what do we got here? 5 times -7. What do we got? Yes. -35. Good. -35. Thank you. Malin. Number 2. Who's got number 2 here? Yes, sir. Ryan. 24. Positive 24. Positive 24. Very good. Positive 24. Number 3. What do we got for number 3? Yep. 45 divided by -9. Tatum. -5. Very good. -5 is my answer there. Number 4, we got -32 divided by -8. -32 divided by -8. Right. Positive 4. Positive 4. Very good. Okay, now, usually the multiplication and division are easier than the addition and subtraction. Okay, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are when it gets to be, cleaning off a little bit more calculus. So, what do we think here? Number 5, -7 plus -3. Riley, right?
Yes.
You're close.
Yes. Yes.
10?
Yes. -10.
-10. I thought that's what you said. -10. Right. -10. We'll talk about the rules for addition and subtraction tomorrow. That's tomorrow's lesson. But yeah, number 6 here. -12 plus 4. What do we think? -12 plus 4. -12 plus 4. Christian. -8. Very good. -8. We're on a roll, folks. Call us butter. We're on a roll. Come on. That's usually allowed. Oh, we must be tired. Get it? Call us butter. We're on a roll.
Oh, I would have laughed.
I would have laughed if it was funnier. 9 plus -4. 9 plus -4. What do we got here? Tatum.
5.
Very good. 5. Number 8. 3 minus 9. Skylar. -6. Very good. Okay, we're 8 for 8. Let's go, folks. Let's go. Number 9. -7 minus 4. Where are we at here? -7 minus 4. Colin.
-11.
-11 is the correct answer. Oh, here we go. Old double -1. Erica. What's that? That's not -3. Nope, not +3. Riley?
Is it 15?
No, it's not
So if
15.
it's 0, it's 0.
No, it's not 0. We're all around it. Kyla? Not -15. Jack?
-5.
-5 is the correct answer. -5. This whole minus and negative thing here that's going to throw us off a lot. So don't worry too much about that. Yes.
I'm not good at math, but I thought a negative was a negative, so a positive.
You're thinking of the multiplication and division rules, which we will talk about right here. So just one second. Okay, so that was our warm up for the day. Let's do the guided notes here. So at this point, on the screen right now, we see the colored header up top. with the section title. That keys you in visually on saying, okay, this is a new set of notes now. Okay? If I am not handing out the guided notes by this point, once I have that screen up there, then you say, Mr. Laverick, I forgot to hand out the guided notes. Okay? So this is section 1-3, multiplying and dividing real numbers. You may think to yourself, ooh, multiplying and dividing real numbers. Does that mean, we're multiplying and dividing like fake numbers? You do get to that number too. I'm being 100% honest. There are such things as imaginary numbers. I know, crazy, right?
Those are parents. Yeah, once you're 18, you can drop out without parents.
The imaginary number is odd. You ever think about now we're getting real theoretical here. Like, why does this symbol mean this? Like, why does this curvy shaped symbol mean 3 things? Right, because someone said so, right? Isn't that weird that someone just made that symbol somewhere along the way and said that means the value of 3. 3 things. Isn't that weird? Like the origins of math it's all man-made, So crazy. All right, here we go. Okay, so what's different between my screen and your guided notes is that I replaced the slash that you see up there with an or, just because a lot of people see the slash and think division. So sorry that I keep forgetting to change it on my screen there. But this is, okay, so these are the rules for multiplication and division. Please do not confuse them with the rules for addition and subtraction. They will be different. This is just for multiplication and division. Okay, when we have a positive times or divided by another positive, it's a positive. Okay, when we have a negative multiplied or divided by another negative, that is a positive. When you have 2 of the same sign, whether it be positives or negatives, they turn out to be positive. When you have 1 of each, see, the negative is here or the negative is here, but there's only 1 of them, that's when it's negative. Okay. This implies that the order doesn't really matter where the negative is. The negative could come first, the negative could come second, it doesn't matter. If there's only 1 of them, it will stay negative. If you have 2 negatives, that's when it turns positive. Okay, so let's practice that a little bit more. Now that we know the rules about the positives and negatives, we just kind of you got to remember our math facts a little bit, right? Like, for example, just thinking about the signs, I've got a negative times a positive. Negative times a positive is a what? Negative. And then you just have to take the numerical value, 3 times 5. What's 3 times 5? 15, right? So negative 15 is my answer. Part B there. Negative 2 times negative 7. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 7? 14. Right? Just got to follow the rules with the positives and negatives. 10 times negative 4. Positive times a negative. It's a negative. 10 times 4? 40. So negative 40 is my answer. D here, 4 times negative 1. Positive 4 times a negative 1. What would that be? 4. Negative 4, right? Negative 4. That multiplying by 1 is what's known as an identity, something that you can multiply but will not change it, right? Multiply by that will not change it. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. E and F. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. 20 divided by 2? 10. So negative 10 is my answer. Negative 36 divided by negative. Negative divided by negative is a positive. What's 36 divided by 9? 4. Positive 4. Okay. Remember that in G and H here, The fraction bars just mean division. Like if I really wanted to, I could rewrite this as negative 50 divided by 10, right? But you should know that fraction bar visually just means division. So we've got negative 50 divided by 10. What would I get? Oh, Mrs. Borda, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm recording my lesson, so don't say anything.
Not gonna say anything bad.
Got it. Okay. You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. Negative 50 divided by 10. What do I got there? Negative 5. Cancel out the zeros. 5 divided by 1 is 5, so negative 5. Part H there. Negative 100 divided by negative 25. Negative divided by negative is 100 divided by 25. 4. Okay, so let's talk about the zero rules. Right, let's talk about the zero rules. That can be a little tricky. I hope we see that I and J are essentially the same problem. But the only difference is that 0 comes second in I and 0 comes first in J. I'm still multiplying by 0. So what happens when you multiply anything by 0? What do you get? 0, right? Negative 7 times 0 is 0. It doesn't matter. Positive, negative, doesn't matter. Anything times 0. Mr. Labrick times 0 is 0. 0 times 12 is 0. Okay? It doesn't keep the number the same. That's 1. Anything times 0 is 0. Okay, so what about division? I hope you notice that K and L are essentially the same problem. I just represented in different ways visually. One's a division sign, one's a fraction bar, right? 0 divided by 7 or 0 divided by negative 5. What's my solution here? What does this evaluate to be? There's some options, right? We either say 0. Some people might say like this is 7. Some people might call it like you can't do it, right? So what is this? 0. This one is 0. This one is 0. Doesn't matter positive or negative. Okay, so what is this then? Well, think about this. Think about this. Let's think about this logically. If I say, 3 divided by 0 is something, right? Let's try to figure out what that something is. Okay, for our rules of algebra, what undoes division? Multiplication, right? We think back to solving equations. Multiplication undoes division. So if I multiply by 0 over to the other side, I will say negative 3 is equal to something times 0. What can I put in for that question mark? Does 0 work? No. 0 does not work. 0 times 0, is that negative 3? No. What can I put in for that question mark? Negative 3 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0, right? So what can I put in that question mark? Nothing. What's the fancy way to say this doesn't work? Anybody remember? Undefined. 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 Okay, and that's true for both M and N. Okay, undefined. Trying to think. Oh, yeah, this is funny. Okay. What's 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends.
Oh,
Ruthless series.
Siri.
I know. I got one more slide. Hold on. This is what
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
I'm reviewing.
She's just coming to enjoy the show. I haven't taught Matt in so long. I'm just so excited.
I know, me too.
All right, here we go. Now let's get more algebraic-y. That's not a word. Algebraic-y, I don't know. Now, what does it mean when I say that we're going to put algebra into it a little bit? Now what we're doing is we're inserting letters in place of numbers. We're inserting letters as a substitute, as a variable, things that it can change, right? So now I say evaluate each expression, and I give you an expression in terms of the letters, and I give you what these letters mean. Then you have to evaluate that. What do I mean by evaluate? Just compute the number that it equals out to. So B divided by A. Well, I would like you, and I want everybody to be the same. I want everybody's work to look the same. Next line, plug in what you know. Negative 32 divided by negative 4. Okay? Please use one step to substitute into that expression the values of those letters, and then compute the number. What is this equal? 8, right? 8. So B divided by A would be 8. Let's take a look at part B here. A times D. A is negative 4 times D is negative 2. If you'd like to, when you're using multiplication, you can change that into a parenthesis, especially if it's a negative, so you don't confuse yourself and think it's like negative 4 minus 2 or something like that. But what's my answer here? Well, not negative 8. Negative times a negative is a positive 8. Positive 8. Okay. A couple more here. Let me just bring this down. Marker back. Okay, B over C. Negative 32 over 8. Negative 4 is my answer there. And then C times D. C is 8. D is negative 2. So what's my solution there? Negative 16. Very good. Negative 16. Good. I hope everybody following along at home enjoyed the show for today. So long, everybody.